Awesome. So that's 3 tips, and one thing I want to really focus on with all 3 of these tips that Lee mentioned is they all are centered around one thing, and that's planning and preparation. What's going on, guys? Frank Chris from MasstheticMuscle.com, and in today's video I'm featuring one of my great friends down from Newfoundland, Canada, Lee Hayward. Now you may recognize this beautiful face. Lee is one of the original OGs for online fitness. This guy has been helping people build muscle through the internet for 22 years?
20 plus years.
20 plus years, so probably longer than a lot of you guys have even been lifting weights.
Hello, my name is Lee Hayward, and I'd like to welcome you to the Total Fitness Bodybuilding Weight Training DVD series. On this 2-disc DVD set, you will learn proven techniques on how to become bigger, stronger, and more muscular.
Actually, it is 22 years, because it was 97 when I started my first website.
1997 you started your first website. I don't even think my family had a computer in 1997. But Lee has been down for a few weeks. He's enjoying the beautiful weather here in Tampa. He was here for a business building event, and he stuck around, got some great workouts with a lot of local friends that we both have. I brought him over here to my home gym in Tampa, Powerhouse. We went through a leg workout. We'll show you some footage from that. But Lee has kind of labeled himself in these past few years. Well, he's a new father. He had a boy 2 years ago. So although he has been helping men and women online through total fitness bodybuilding, his new passion is helping dads get their old bodies back. Is that how you phrase it? Get back in shape. So what we want to talk about is Lee's got some tips to help you go from dad bod to rip bod. I can speak on the subject from a science standpoint, from a training standpoint, but it's better to have a father in here when I want to talk about the subject. So Lee's got some tips he wants to share with you if you're out there, you're trying to go from dad bod to rip bod. So Lee, what do these guys need to focus on to build their bodies back? Maybe 3 tips that can help them bring back that thriving physique that they had when they were younger. What do you got for them?
And the thing that I like what you mentioned there, I mean, from a science point of view, it's the same type of stuff. I mean, we know we need to eat right, we know we need to exercise, all that stuff, but it's the mindset. It's basically fitting that in with your lifestyle. And in my situation, I was a competitive bodybuilder for years. I started bodybuilding in 1995 as a junior.
Oh, wow.
I did my first show at 17 years old in 95, competed pretty much every year up until 2011. Then I took a little break from bodybuilding, and my wife and I, we had our first child a few years ago, well, 2.5 years ago now. He's 2 years old. So during that time when we were trying to get pregnant, because we've had some complications with that. I mean, it's not as easy as you think it is. You know, sometimes it can be challenging. I'm not going to go into that, but it took us a while to get pregnant. And then, of course, when we had the boy, it's hard. Like, life just got in the way. My workouts went down the crapper, and it doesn't happen instantly. It's like, we're so busy, we're so tired, you're not sleeping, baby's crying. I'm like, hey, it's easier to order a pizza tonight than it is to, you know, do the whole chicken breast and vegetables and sweet potatoes or whatever, right? So little things like that. I mean, you order a pizza one night, and then it's like, hey, I'm too tired, let's get takeout Chinese the next night. And before you know it, these little decisions add up, and over the course of a couple years, I mean, I was looking at myself and I'm like, what the hell happened?
So if these guys are out there and they're at that point, they've gone a few years now. Maybe they're into that early stage development of the kids, and they just seem to or lose the focus. What are the 3 things that they can focus on immediately right now to turn it around? What are the first 3 things that you would say to somebody out there that's where you were right now? What should they do?
Well, I tell you what I did. The first thing that I did is I said, you know, I got to get control of my diet. And it doesn't have to be crazy. I mean, it doesn't have to be strict, counting your macros like a bodybuilding contest diet, but just making better food choices. And one thing that I implemented that was a big game changer is intermittent fasting. I find that as you get older, right, you're 40 plus, your metabolism's not the same as it used to be.
Your hormones are going down.
Hormones are going down. And I found intermittent fasting was a game changer for me because it allowed me to still have big, satisfying meals, just less of them. So I'm expanding that window of opportunity where I'm getting more fat-burning time throughout the day in that fasted state. And during that fasted time, I'd always make sure to get some form of cardio. So for me, I was a big proponent of fasted cardio back when I was getting ready for bodybuilding shows, and I found that doing that during an intermittent fasting window was a big thing to help me get back in shape.
Awesome.
So fasted cardio and of course intermittent fasting.
Yeah. When
you're eating, the biggest thing for me is I always start each meal with a large serving of vegetables. For me, it's a big garden salad. Right? That's my filler food. This is like my crutch because I've got a big appetite. I mean, you're a big man, you got a big appetite. You know what it's like.
Yep.
So I'd get a big-ass bowl of salad, and I would eat that first to kind of pre-fill my belly and curb my appetite. So that would fill me up, and then I'd eat the protein, the chicken, the steak, the fish. And then I'd have the starchy carbohydrates after, so the rice, the potatoes, the pasta. And that naturally reduced the amount of carbs that I was eating.
Yes.
I'd fill up on veggies, fill up on protein, then I'd eat
finish with the carbohydrates.
So I'm still eating carbohydrates, but just not as much of them compared to, let's say you started a meal with a big bowl of pasta, right? I mean, you're going to eat too much, right? It's easier to overeat, but if you space it out that way, veggies, protein, then the starchy carbohydrates, it's like a natural taper without having to strictly count your macros. So that's one thing. I mean, that's a big thing that I did. And as far as the workouts, I've got a strategy I like to call the yin and yang training system.
Explain what this is.
It's very simple, but it's very powerful. One day I'll do high intensity weight training in the gym, like we did today. We did a leg workout, high intensity weight training. Next day, I'm going to do some low intensity cardio. So alternate high intensity with low intensity. So every single day I'm staying active, getting some form of exercise, some form of fat burning every day. But it's a complementary form of exercise because on those days where I'm doing low intensity cardio, I'm still recovering from that high intensity workout. So I find yin and yang. It's like high intensity, low intensity, high intensity, low intensity. So that's 3 tips. And one thing I want to really focus on with all 3 of these tips that Lee mentioned is they all are centered around one thing, and that's planning and preparation. If you know you're going to be intermittent fasting, you can plan for that. You can accomplish more things throughout the day because you're eating less. So you have more time to take care of your child. You have more time to take care of your business. You have more time to take care of your family and your wife's responsibilities. So planning how you eat once you get to those meals. So you're planning, no, I'm going to eat my vegetables first, then I'm going to eat my protein, then I'm going to eat my carbs. And then you plan your training. You know that this day I'm going to be doing my high intensity training, followed by the next day I'm going to be low intensity. So everything's centered around having a plan. I think that's really the biggest thing for fathers and mothers and really anybody out there if you're going to achieve success in changing your physique and building your body and ultimately anything in life. You got to have a plan, you got to prepare. So Lee, thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure to have you here in Tampa. Where can these guys find you? Where's the best place to connect with Lee Hayward? To find me, I mean, you can just search for Lee Hayward on Google and you'll find me there. You'll find my website, YouTube, social media.
Remember he's been on internet since 1997, so I'm sure he's hit those pixels, he's hit that SEO out there. So the guy's got a lot of information out there. It's incredible. I want to thank you again. I'll link some of his information down low. But thank you so much, Lee. Guys, if you're out there, and even if you're not a dad and you're not trying to get your rip bod back, the information that we gave you in here is tried, tested, and proven no matter what you're going after. So plan your workouts, plan your food, plan your nutrition, plan your life, and you'll ultimately get success. Thanks so much, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, turn those post notifications on so we can get this channel growing, we can get more people over here, we can continue to spread this message. But Frank Rich, Lee Hayward, Total Fitness Bodybuilding, talk to you guys soon.